Speaking of pigskin, Donald Trump, in his ongoing effort to distract us from the fact that he doesn't want Melania to see the Epstein files, went after Rosie O'Donnell. She said the president looked great and presidential alongside our stunning first lady, who was, as usual, dressed perfectly for the occasion. And she's right about Melania. I don't know about stunning, but she definitely looks stunned. Show them together, because this is the happiest I've ever seen these two together. It's like they're on their...
Trump always wanted people to remember him as a great leader, like a big hero in history, someone whose face belongs on a statue. But instead, people see him as a walking comedy show. He doesn't give the world big ideas. He gives them funny jokes. Melania, standing next to him, wanted to be seen as classy and full of grace. But instead, she looks like someone stuck in a TV comedy she never signed up for. Together, they look more like stars of a reality show. And every night, Jimmy Kimmel turns them into a comedy act, making people laugh again and again.
With Marco Rubio, Pete Hegseth, and J.D. Vance, who all sat there and applauded while he sucked down lobsters like a walrus. It was a big night for Trump. This is the first meal he's had in like 5 years that didn't have the words extra value in front of it. Imagine he sends in the National Guard. There are hundreds of troops on the street, and somehow they let a 34-time convicted felon just waltz into a restaurant. No questions asked. Trump's infamous Diet Coke button is back. He's also got, this time he's got a chalupa cannon and a McNugget knob too. And he has another little button to lock the door when he hears Elon coming. Elon Musk reportedly badgered Trump into giving him an office in the West Wing. It's kind of a tough situation for Trump because on the one hand, you know he can't stand this guy. On the other hand, he needs his money. It's what they call a Melania's dilemma.
If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell. Kimmel doesn't need to make up jokes about Trump. The real truth is already funny. Trump calls himself a genius dealmaker, but the only deals he makes are with his mirror, promising greatness but giving chaos. Melania is painted as a new Jackie Kennedy, but the act doesn't last. Every time she's in public, she looks like someone stuck in a boring weekend class she can't get out of. Their actions shout louder than their slogans, and Kimmel points out every mistake with sharp jokes.
Before I share this, I'd like to remind you, this is a post from the President of the United States. He wrote, as previously mentioned, we are giving serious thought to taking away Rosie's citizenship. She is not a great American and is, in my opinion, incapable of being so. Here's the thing, whenever he's spitting out, he goes back to Rosie. That's his safe space. He's calling her fat is what makes him comfortable. Meanwhile, she's about half.
Every time Trump gives a speech, it looks like the teleprompter is playing tricks on him. He brags like a carnival seller, trying to sell fake medicine, acting like people will forget his failures. Kimmel doesn't need to invent jokes. Trump praising himself while dodging blame is the joke. Meanwhile, Melania sits nearby with the face of a tired flight attendant who's working her 8th shift in a row. She smiles a little, but secretly looks like she just wants someone to land the plane already.
He seems to have other interests too, because this morning she announced a contest, the likes of which have never been seen in this country before.
Thank you so much for congratulations on birthday. I am touched and so smiling. And now you can be touched too. Introducing new contest. America's Next Top First Lady Wife.
The story of Trump as a brave fighter falls apart when Kimmel shows it. Instead of a warrior, Trump looks like a man begging for claps, beating his chest, but hoping no one checks the truth. Melania's role as a strong first lady doesn't match either. She gives cold looks, long silences, and short words that don't sound like support. Kimmel doesn't have to make them fight. Their lack of chemistry is already the joke.
This photo he posted looks really more like him than her. Rosie O'Donnell. How can someone so old be so childish? It's Benjamin can't button his pants. You talk about how much time Trump wastes playing golf. He seems to be spending a lot more time posting dumb AI videos lately. Our governor, Gavin Newsom, has been roasting him online, and so now Trump...
The comedy gets even funnier with Trump's obsession over crowd sizes and TV ratings. He acts like those numbers matter more than real issues that change people's lives. Kimmel laughs at the image of a president bragging about event attendance, like a band that won't admit their tour flopped. Melania, at those times, usually gives a small clap or a stiff smile, like a wax statue. Together, they try to look big and important, but deep down, they look like a mismatched couple trying too hard.
Then Russia, China, and North Korea combined. He's got a lot of tough talk. He posted the following words. He posted, "Chicago is about to find out why it's called the Department of War." And then when a reporter dared to ask him about it, he shouted her down like she was his son Eric peeing in the pool again.
Are you trying to go to work, Chicago?
When you say that, darling, that's fake news.
Why
I don't go to
Department of
war.
Defense?
Listen, be quiet. Listen. You don't listen. You never listen. That's why you're second grade. We're not going to war. We're going to clean up our cities. We're going to clean them up so they don't kill.
Kimmel makes fun of Trump's money genius act, turning his bankruptcies into running jokes. The big business image fades when he's shown as the guy who lost casinos. His business story is more about failure than success. Melania, standing beside him, looks more like part of the show than a real partner. Their fancy lifestyle looks shiny from far away, but up close it feels fake, like cheap jewelry. Melania's quiet looks during these disasters feel like she's trying out for another role. Instead of showing unity, they look like a picture of quiet unhappiness.
Last night, he posted a whole string of deep fakes, including these. Yeah, that's what he was meant to do, repost videos with his head pasted on a man whose thighs don't rub.
Trump's never-ending fights are perfect for comedy. Kimmel jokes about how Trump picks enemies like a kid picking video game opponents, claiming he won even when nobody else was playing. Melania gets pulled into these fights too, not as a helper, but just as background, reminding people the act is supposed to look like family. The laughs work because Trump causes the chaos himself, but pretends it's victory. His way of talking is another joke. He rambles, contradicts himself, and says impossible things as if they're facts. His fans cheer while the rest of the world just stares. Kimmel calls this confusion as art. Melania, in those moments, looks like she didn't sign up for an improv show, but still has to nod like it all makes sense.
Position as Donald's wife, but now it is time to pass torch to new partner. This would be you, but you must fit following requirements. Beautiful in face and body, wear fancy hats, don't give it about Christmas stuff. Feed Eric little mealworm pellets every day. Free food to the children. Thank you, America. Now I give you 2 weeks notice until time I am leaving on Air Slovenia blimp. Happy marriage. Do not text or call, you will not find me. Congratulations to next America's next top First Lady wife. BJ.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Even when they try to look united, it turns into comedy. Like when Trump tries to hold Melania's hand, but she pulls away or looks aside. Kimmel replays these as funny bloopers. Trump grabs for love, but Melania gives the coldest shoulder ever. Kimmel doesn't even have to exaggerate. It already looks like a sitcom. They look less warm than a 24-hour convenience store. Trump's need to rewrite history also becomes a joke. Melania looks like she's being dragged into editing a story she doesn't even want told. The gap between what they say and what's real is so big, it's already hilarious.
On Saturday, Francis Ford Coppola posted this AI-generated image of himself to celebrate his invasion of Chicago. Someone made this and called it Chipocalypse Now with the caption, "I love the smell of deportations in the morning." This is normal, right? Both sides do this. So you remember when Obama declared war on Orlando? Totally normal. You know, for a guy who dodged the draft, he sure does love fake pictures of himself in battle gear. He's a real AI Joe when it comes to the internet.
Trump tries to act like the protector of culture, but the idea falls apart fast. His time in office looks more like breaking rules than saving them. Kimmel turns him into a joke leader, someone who thinks yelling is the same as leading. Melania tries to look dignified, but the noise around her drowns her out. Together, they're like two singers. One is off-key, and the other has stopped singing. Kimmel gets laughs from Trump's obsession with loyalty. He demands it all the time, but gives nothing back, dropping people when they're no longer useful. The big handshakes, stage pictures, fake smiles, they all look like bad school plays where the main actor forgets his lines. Melania, meanwhile, looks like an extra who doesn't want to be there, letting her designer clothes do the talking while the show falls apart.
As is tradition, and except for 4 years ago when Trump refused to do it, the outgoing first couple welcomed the incoming president and first lady, which was interesting to watch. Trump actually got involved in Melania's outfit for this ceremony. A lot of people are talking about it. He told her it would be super hot if she dressed like a goth Al Capone. So she did. We found Carmen Sandiego.
The idea that Trump is super confident is easy to laugh at. His insecurities show every time he fights or brags. Kimmel says it's like a man building a house of cards, but insisting it's made of steel. Melania looks calm but distant, which makes the whole thing even stranger. Their unity feels more like a disconnect. Trump yells nonstop while Melania barely joins in. Even their look is mocked. The gold furniture, the over-the-top entrances, the obsession with looking rich. It feels like a stage play trying way too hard. Kimmel laughs at Trump acting like a king wannabe, turning his palaces into jokes. Melania wanted to look graceful, but instead she's remembered for looking uncomfortable. The gap between their dreams and reality is so big you could fit a circus inside. And all people can do is laugh.
Now, after Chicago, he has declared Chicago to be the world's most dangerous city. That, of course, is based on statistics gathered by the worm inside RFK Jr.'s head. There are many cities with higher murder rates than Chicago, from red states, by the way, but you don't see him sending the National Guard in there. So far, Trump has been tougher on Chicago, LA, and Washington, D.C. than Russia, China, and North Korea.
The funniest part is how little effort it takes. Trump's giant ego creates endless mistakes, and Melania's quietness makes the jokes land even better. Together, they don't look powerful or elegant. They look like an unbalanced stage show, where Trump hogs the spotlight and Melania just wishes it would end. Every move, every speech, picture, and fake pose becomes more comedy material. These aren't rare mistakes. They happen all the time. Trump wants people to see him as strong, but the act always cracks. Melania tries to look mysterious, but the mystery is just distance, which itself becomes another joke. Kimmel barely has to comment. People are already laughing because the show writes itself.
She just called Melania, go out and buy it, it's great. And if she says bad things about me, I'll call you all up and I'll say, don't buy it, get rid of it.
Sounds like things are solid at home. You said 2 times, you said he hasn't read his wife's book. He's too busy. Not so busy he can't play golf on Sunday, but very, very busy. And even though he hasn't read it, he knows it's great. Unless it isn't, in which case he will destroy her. He lies about everything all the time. He couldn't tell one more lie about his wife's book. Read it, loved it. Was that so difficult?
It feels like a roast that turns into a magic trick. At first, Trump shows off power and confidence. But when the curtain pulls back, you see a man who can't stop contradicting himself, and a woman who looks like she regrets being there. The show falls apart by itself, leaving no respect, only weakness pretending to be strength. The harder they try to look important, the more cartoon-like they look. Trump doesn't leave behind the big, strong image he wanted. He leaves behind a funny blooper reel that Kimmel stitches together for late-night laughs. Melania isn't remembered for her grace, but for her long silences and discomfort that became louder than words. Instead of being admired, they end up as characters in a never-ending comedy they wrote themselves. What could have been history turns into parody. And the worst part? They did it to themselves. No critic could hurt them this much because laughter is the strongest punch. And that's the final joke. History won't see them the way they wanted. It will see them as the stars of a comedy no one meant to make.